Can I work and travel while I'm waiting for the green card application to be processed? That's what we're talking about on today's episode of Sumner School Family Immigration Basics. My name is Emily Sumner with Sumner Immigration Law. Let's get into it. So, a lot of times, people who are thinking about prospective clients who are thinking about filing for the marriage-based green card will ask, and it's a great question, can I work and travel while I'm waiting for the green card to be approved? And when they say travel, they mean travel outside of the United States. And the answer is yes. When? When you receive the work permit and the travel document. So to back up for a minute, we're talking about situations where a person has submitted or is going to submit the I-485 application for adjustment of status here in the United States. It can be because they're married to a US citizen and they're submitting the I-130 petition at the same time. However, the information we're talking about in this particular video also applies basically to a large group of people who are filing, any number of people who are filing the I-485 for different reasons. So it could be an employment-based I-485, for example, and this information applies to that type of situation as well. So if you are going to submit the I-485, you're eligible to file what's called the adjustment of status in the United States. You can, at the same time as you're filing the other forms with this, you can apply for the work permit and the travel document. That's also called the EAD, or employment authorization document, and the advanced parole document. There are separate forms that you will include with the filing and separate filing fees. So sometimes people will make a strategic decision not to apply for one or both of these because there is an additional fee, and perhaps they have another way to work in the United States or don't plan to travel. So, what is the processing time for these benefits? And they're called interim benefits, meaning they're benefits that you can use while the green card is in process. So once you submit the I-485, typically clients will receive the employment authorization document within about 6 months. That is absolutely subject to change. This video is being recorded in June of 2025, and it's absolutely subject to change. Or in your particular case, it may come faster or sooner. It varies a lot. But typically we see about 6 months. For the advanced parole document, it's taking typically a bit longer, usually closer to 9 to 12 months. It is possible that the EAD and the advanced parole document will be approved together and that you would receive what's called a combo card. So the EAD, when it's approved, you will receive the EAD itself. It's on a card that looks kind of like a driver's license. If it's a combo card, at the bottom left, there will be language that indicates that you're able to use that document for travel as well as for work. So definitely double check that. Do not assume that you have a combo card because a lot of times you don't, and the travel document is approved much later. So for the employment authorization document, the EAD, you have to have that in hand before you start working. You can't use the receipt notice in general. You can't use the approval notice and that type of thing. You have to have the EAD in hand before you begin working. For the travel document, same thing. You have to have the approved travel document, whether that's the combo card or the actual approval notice, before you leave the United States. There are exceptions, of course. There are always exceptions in immigration law. The exceptions are for the work permit, that if you have another way to work in the United States, perhaps you have a work permit based on another filing, or perhaps you are here in the United States on a work visa like the H-1B, the TN, the E-3, L, any number of other visa classifications, you can continue to work in the United States. Talk to your immigration attorney. This is not legal advice, but generally speaking, you can continue to work in the United States even though you have that I-485 pending, as long as that other visa classification or work permit is valid. So it does not, the fact that you have filed the I-485 does not negate those other, whatever your underlying visa classification is in general. So you may be able to continue working and not need to have the EAD approved to be able to continue working. With the travel document, similar situation, but not identical. For the travel document in general, if you leave the United States before the EAD, before the advanced parole document is approved, you will have been deemed to have abandoned your I-485 and it will be denied. There is, again, an exception, and that is for individuals working in the United States in H-1B or L status. Those visa classifications are dual intent. They allow a person to travel. We have a video on the concept of dual intent in our Sumner School Business Immigration Based series on YouTube, which is another video library if you want to check that out. And there are certain requirements that you have to meet. So make sure that you have confirmed that you've talked to your immigration lawyer before you make travel plans to make sure you're meeting all of those requirements. But generally speaking, those are the timelines, right? So around 6 months for the work permit, around, I would say 9 to 12 months for the travel document. It is possible that you would receive the green card, that it would be approved before you have the travel document approved. That's not uncommon. And if that's the case, you use the travel document, or sorry, you use the green card to travel internationally. One final point I want to make about the travel document or the advanced parole is it gives you permission to apply for admission to the United States. It is not a guarantee that you will be readmitted to the United States. There could be any number of reasons that you would not be readmitted to the United States. There may be some legal reason, and it's at the discretion of the officer at the port of entry. It's not common, at least in my practice, for people to be turned away, but just keep in mind that it is absolutely not a guarantee to be readmitted to the United States. It simply gives you permission to apply to re-enter without having abandoned your I-485. So if you have questions about travel or work or anything else relating to the family-based green card process or employment-based green card process, we are here to help. You do not have to navigate this process alone. It's incredibly complicated, complex, confusing, stress-inducing, anxiety-provoking, all the things, but we are here to help you walk through this process step by step and make sure that you know what's happening every single step of the way. If you are interested in having a consultation with us, please feel free to contact us. We will have our contact information available after this at the last screen. So you're able to contact us to set a time for an appointment for a consultation. And we would love to talk with you about how we may be able to help you reach your immigration goals. If you have found this video helpful, I hope that you will share it with a friend or a family member and make sure that you are subscribed to this channel and give us a like. I would love that. Drop us a comment if you have any questions, and we're happy to help if we can. Otherwise, my name is Emily Sumner with Sumner Immigration Law. We help clients from around the United States and around the world with employment-based and family-based immigration matters. Until next time.